Hi, this is Shweta here, and today I want to talk about the most dreaded statement in sales pitch and what to do about it. And this statement is, let me think about it. When the prospect says this, there are different responses and reactions that happen from salespeople. Some feel very disappointed, disheartened. Some try to push through and kind of try to convince and figure it out what's happening, but they're conscious that they're coming across pushy, especially if it's consultative sales. Some people just recede in a polite way. And typically what people do is they say, Mr. Prospect, I understand it's an important decision for you. It's okay for you to think through it, and I'll be in touch with you again very soon. Now, I want you to mull over it, okay? This is a very key point, and it's not made up of minutes, it's made up of few seconds. And not reacting or responding in the right way can really impact or sabotage the potential sales. And therefore, what to do about it, okay? So let me first share with you a very interesting study that was done by Eben Hawes, a German psychologist in 1880s. He studied the impact of the passage of time over the retention of information. And I want you to make a note of this, what I'm sharing with you, okay? What he found was that as soon as 1 hour elapsed, people did not retain 50% of the information. And as the day passed, 24 hours, around 70% of the information was forgotten. And in a week's time, around 90% of the information was forgotten. So there is a forgetting curve that he has created, which is literally inversely related to the passage of time and exponentially declines as the time passes, the retention of information. Now, within an hour, the person forgets 50%. Within 24 hours, it's 70%. So the fact that the prospect has left the room or has left the meeting saying, let me think about it, the chances of closing that sale has dropped dramatically, more than 70%. Because you know what? They're not going to think about it. You know that. They're too busy. They're going to get distracted with other things. They're not going to mull over it. And therefore, the chances of them remembering the exact discussion points or the benefits, it's 70% will be gone within 24 hours. Now, with that information and study finding in mind, what we are really going to be discussing here together is saying, therefore, what to do. In sales situations, these things are bound to happen. Therefore, how best to tackle that statement saying, let me think about it. Now, when I'm saying in my experience, it might confuse you, but what I have found is that certain statement really helps the prospect to think through properly in that moment when they say, let me think about it, okay? So what you do, imagine you're the person who's selling. So what you do in that moment, now the prospect has said, let me think about it. So you say, yeah, sure, that's absolutely fine. And you say, in my experience, now please write it down or make a mental note, but literally in your style, but this is the essence of the statement. Saying, Mr. Prospect, in my experience, when someone says that, it generally means one of these two things. One, they are not interested. And the second thing could be that they're interested, but not sure. Which one is for you? So here you're giving two options to the prospect and you are ending it with a question saying which one is for you. Now, when the prospect says, yeah, I'm interested but not sure, which is what generally most of the prospects would say, then there's a next section that you move on to. But if the prospect says, perchance, I'm not interested, then you know what? Great. You don't need to waste your energy, your time. You can move on because it's no from the prospect, at least for the time being. And you can find out more, but you know that it's a no for the time being, okay? But if the prospect says, yes, I'm interested, but I'm not sure. And that's when you say, okay. So again, in my experience, when people say that they're interested but not sure, it could be because of one or two or all of these three factors. So I'll tell you what they are, Mr. Prospect. So one could be the fit. The second is features, and the third is finance. So which one is for you? So I'll just expand this for you right now as Shweta. So fit, we're really talking about saying the fit between the organizations, fit between people, the fit of the product in terms of providing the right benefits or solutions. So we're talking about the fit. Is there a good fit? Now, if the prospect says, yeah, there is good fit, absolutely. And you go one at a time. So how's the fit? What do you think? Oh yeah, no, I can see your organization helping us. Okay, so how about features? I mean, you are seeking certain benefits and our product is designed or service is designed to provide you with those benefits. So how about the features? You know, do you think, I mean, it has everything that you need, or is there something that's missing which is making you unsure? Now, it's possible the prospect says, actually, you know, I have been comparing with other suppliers and your product or your service is missing these one or two elements, or I'm getting this at you know, in a more enhanced way. So they will talk about it if you give them that platform or that specific focus talking about features. And imagine that the fit is good, the features are good, then you're saying, okay, so it's the finance. Now, what you have to understand here is there's a slight distinction. I didn't say price. I said finance, right? So price is something different. You don't want haggling, negotiation on the price. And if you say price, it's, oh yeah, your price and it's high or whatever it is. You're saying finance. Finance is how are you going to afford these products or services? And many people are very conscious of saying that actually our finances don't really work out for your services. So then you can say, okay, if it's finance, then let's talk about it, how we can help you. And then you can sit down with your prospect and really look at whether it's payment plan or extending the credit terms, depending on what's the right for them. But it helps you create that platform along with your prospect to help him or her make the right decision for their business. So what you're really doing here is you are funneling and you're moving the prospect forward rather than saying or taking a lazy or an easy way out or embarrassed way out saying, yeah, you know what, it's okay, I'll be in touch with you later on, because the chances of closing that sale has dropped by at least 70 to 80% just as soon as the prospect walks out of the door. Okay, so I'll just quickly recap these two things, and then I also want to talk about a couple of other points that just in case, even after this, if they say, okay, fine, I need to discuss this with my board or my other people, then what should you be taking care of? So very quickly, Mr. Prospect, in my experience, when someone says that, it's generally one of these two things. Either they're not interested or they're interested but not sure. Which one is for you? And when the prospect says, in most of the cases, yeah, I'm interested, but I'm not sure at this point. Okay, so listen, in my experience, again, it happens because of one of these three reasons. Could be fit, could be features, or finance. So let's talk about this. What do you think? How's the fit? Then how are the features? Then finance. And depending on where the issues are, you then deep dive and help your prospect figure it out with you so that they can move forward. Okay, now just in case that despite you actually responding in the best possible way in that situation and working alongside your prospect, the prospect still needs to take that information back to the decision makers, or by the way, that should not happen because that's not the right sales process, but just in case they have to take it to their board or other people to discuss and come back to you, in that case, please mind two things at least. Okay, the first thing is, don't just say, I'll be in touch with you, or yeah, let me know what will work the best. I'm sure you're aware of this. You should be putting that diary, that meeting or diary invite or meeting in the diary in that meeting. So agreeing with the prospect, saying, okay, fine, so what would work for you? Is it tomorrow morning, or shall I get in touch with you day after PM time, right? So give them always two options to choose from and identify what's the time that you will be getting in touch with the prospect. That's the first thing. Always remember that. The second thing is that, as I told you, if there is this forgetting curve which is there where they will forget 70% of the information within 24 hours and then they're supposed to be meeting other people in their organization, always keep this at the back of your mind. What can you do to support your prospect with the required information and make it easy for them to make the buying decision in your favor? Which means as soon as the meeting finishes, you should be either giving them some information or sending out an email or something in the postal pack, or both actually, that's even better. So they have the information in front of them within a couple of hours. Okay, so a physical pack or an email capturing all the benefits, the fit of the organizations, talking about the finances, all the discussions that you've had, and making it easy for this person to either reflect on it and discuss with whoever they need to discuss and make that decision in your favor. And many people don't do that. They just wait for the other person to come back, or they might get in touch with them, but they don't substantiate or they don't support the the discussion with more physical, kinesthetic, visual information which makes it easy for prospect to recollect all the information and then make the decision. I hope you found that useful. And next time when someone says that to you, that let me think about it, you know exactly how to respond. Because always remember one thing, okay, that sales is not about being pushy or aggressive. I personally think that it's an education process, right? You're teaching someone, you're helping someone, you're there on their side and you're helping them to make the right decision. And being indecisive, delaying the decision is not really a decision. And if you really care for their well-being and you know it's the right fit, it helps them with all the benefits, and this will actually serve their purpose, then make sure you persist in the right way to help your prospect make the right decision for himself or herself, and hopefully in your favor. So remember to subscribe to the channel to get some practical insights for your sales situations and business situations. And please leave a comment so I get to know how you found this useful and what was the reminder which you know you will be applying in your business and in these situations going forward. Take care, and I'll be in touch with you again very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.